On and let's talk about Madonna, who was back in the news because I don't think anybody knew that she surprised everybody this morning by dropping the full music video with Sabrina Carpenter for Bring Your Love. I gagged when I saw that. So I was on YouTube, and then all of a sudden it said Madonna, Sabrina Carpenter, Bring Your Love. I literally thought it was fake and it was AI because when it comes to full stuff, there's so many AI videos and all this other stuff. No, it's the actual video because I looked and it said it was on her page. So I watched the video, definitely loved the video, and I should have known that there was going to be a full video coming. So, mother listened to her children because the children were asking her to, feed us, mommy, feed us, give us more music video. We want a full version of Bring It Love. And she was just like, I ain't gonna let y'all know. I'm gonna just drop it. I'm gonna act like I'm Beyonce and just drop it, and y'all ain't even gonna know until I post it up on the page. And the children gagged and they were fed and now they're full until we allegedly get Bizarre, which is rumored to be coming out this week, that Martin Garrix had previewed over at his event in Brooklyn. He was DJing in Brooklyn and premiered this new song. So Madonna fans, got a preview of one of her unreleased Confessions 2 tracks. And the song will appear on her imminent album release, which comes out on July 3rd. It had a surprise debut during Garrix's performance at Barclays Center in Brooklyn on Saturday night. Now, Garrix played Bizarre set to a pulsing dance beat and amplified with a light show in pink and purple, the apparent color scheme of the Confessions 2 era. His June 13th gig was the third of a trio of nights at Barclays on his Americas tour. Now, on Saturday evening, Garrix shared a video featuring the song's sneak peek from Saturday concert on Instagram. So if you haven't heard the song, I'm gonna play it for y'all. Look, if I happen to get a comment, what do you call it? A copyright strike, I'll edit it out as I always do. But I saw Matthew Redman posted it on his Twitter. So yeah, we're gonna play the track. We're gonna come back and talk. Please hold. Me in the You doing Emma Hunter? Look at this.
What's this? Unreleased music!
All right, so y'all got a taste. And so just so y'all know, Bizarre I'm like, it's releasing songs and even tracks because we just had track, what was that, 8? The last song, Love Sensation. And now Bizarre's track 10 on her 16 song collection, Confessions 2, and the fourth tune will be teased ahead of the July release. Excuse me, and her 15th full-length studio album. We had I Feel So Free. Of course, we told Bring Your Love because that was the music video. They released a full music video. And I kind of knew that it was like, wait a minute, we should be getting a full music video because when we saw like the snippet when we saw Confessions 2 movie, there was a lot of footage that was not shown that we end up seeing. Like with her we saw a little bit of the flips and stuff in the air, or the girls that was walking around with the cameras, how they were like being flying in the air and all this stuff. So we didn't really see that in the short clips or whatever. So a lot of the clips that we were seeing that was happening, we finally got to see it in the full length music video. I just hope that with the Confessions 2 short film, that those were just like clips of what we're going to get. But down the road, we will get full length versions of those songs because we definitely need a full length music video of Danceteria. I have to see that. And she did say it took them 6 months to film everything. So it's definitely something that I want to check out. And lyrically, I should also point this out. So they're saying that Bizarre is actually about her relationship with Sean Penn, who was her first husband. Hence why a lot of times, early in the show, we had people making comments about, how he had her tied to the chair and he was very abusive to her during their marriage, and how Madonna basically had retracted saying like, yeah, he ain't really do anything physical, no physical harm to her and this sort of thing. And how she's been kind of like trying to downplay the abuse that she endured at the hands of that man. But I'm like, look, it's her story to tell. If she want to sit and fabricate shit because she's still protecting her first love or whatever she wants to consider, then that's on her. She got to take that to her grave. She got to live with that situation. But lyrically, the song goes, roll up the carpet for us, but you don't share it. All because you're threatened by me, you won't admit it. The little things that you do don't make me want you. If I were over this, who knew love could be so bizarre? Yeah, only love could be so bizarre. Only love could be so bizarre. Movie star, deep blue eyes in Hollywood, we're a perfect prize. Drove way too fast, Shelby Cobra, which was one of the cars she gave him, wasn't meant to last, meant to last, meant to last, meant to last, meant to last. Now you're gone. I feel so empty. Why don't you turn me? So, what is he, a vampire? So, yeah. So if y'all want to definitely, if you want to hear another, well, they did record like night 3 at New York. If you want to hear the song, definitely go over to Martin Garrix's Instagram. He has the full clip up there. If I happen to have to edit this piece out because of the copyright. Hopefully we can get over it because, but if you played it during a DJ set, y'all can't come at me crazy with all this other stuff. But anyway, so with all that being said, let's get into this story. So speaking of all the other stuff that was going on with the Queen of Pop, there were some rumors that's coming around about how Madonna is gearing herself up to do this crazy ass grueling tour that she's going to be doing. And this is according to the Daily Mail. So, a lot of times they like to come in and talk about her BBL and all this other craziness because they're a bunch of assholes. But yeah, they're saying at 67, she's still hungry. She's defying the decades. People still telling her that she needs to retire and all this other stuff. But I'm like, first of all, you wish your mother or your grandmother, because y'all be calling one bitch had a nerve to come up in my comments and call her old Donna. And I'm like, first of all, I don't go back and forth with people that, first of all, you got Ariana Grande's picture as your photo. You don't even see who you are. Like when I say, we don't even see who you are. When I say what I say, y'all know what the fuck I look like. Like I'm not hiding behind Ariana Grande, Lady Gaga, or all these other little emojis that the trolls like to use to come at whoever or whatever and want to make these little comments. And I'm like, bitch, you better hope, number one, you make it to 67. And number two, that you're able to physically do the things that Madonna's still out here doing. And I just think that people just need to change up their belief system and their ideology, that just because you get to be a certain age, that means you have to just wither away and die, that you can't go out and have a good time, you can't go to a party, you can't hang out, you can't just have like that youthful spirit. And she's built different. She's a woman of a certain age, but she's like, okay, I'm 67, I'm not going to sit up in the house and just knit and watch fucking HGTV already. That's boring. I don't live my life to be boring. I'm a doer. I'm not a viewer. So, y'all already know that Adonta will turn 68 in August, but she has no plans to retire. In fact, the Mail on Sunday can reveal that she's secretly begun planning for a grueling global tour as she prepares to release her 15th studio album, Confessions 2, next month. It is a sequel, as y'all know, to her Grammy-winning 2005 disco-themed record, Confessions on the Dance Floor. And I did say the other day, I was like, Madonna should have called the album Danceteria. Like, to me, that's where it all began. Like, when she went to that club, she met Debbie Mazur. She was, hanging out, reading books, which I think is hilarious. You go to a club and read a book. But she got her start in danceteria and just built her career up in the club scene and that sort of thing. But then a person pointed out to me that Soft Cell, I think, believe, named their upcoming album Danceteria. So I'm like, fuck. So I'm like, well, we got two albums with Danceteria in the title. Who died and said that they could own it? But it is what it is. She called the Confessions too because it's easier pill to swallow, I guess, for the people, because it's like with Confessions, people love that album so much that they know what they're gonna get. Meaning the type of the tone of the album, the foundation of the album. That's the word I was looking for. The foundation is dance. You just don't know what the music as a collective is gonna sound like. We've gotten pieces of it because we've heard Bring Your Love. Um the other day I had, oh my god, what's the latest why am I all of a sudden I'm drawing a blank? The latest song that she released, that is, I feel like, the most housey that she's gone with the music. Everything else sounded like very radio friendly. I Feel So Free definitely feels underground. It's got that underground house vibe. Like it's not really meant for, it's just like setting the mood. So we got to found a little bit of a foundation. We know the foundation is house music, but we just don't know to what extent until we listen to the whole record. Now, sources close to Madonna say she's looking to perform UK arena dates, including Wembley Stadium, as she goes all out to prove that she still has the same drive as she did when she first found fame in the early 80s. Those close to the singer said that she has retained her hunger and very positive addiction to getting up on stage and performing to support the release of the new music. One source said, "You wouldn't believe how hungry Madonna is to get out there and perform off the back of her new album. She is a truly inspiring woman, and you just wouldn't believe she is someone who is 67 years old. She isn't going to let age get in the way of getting back out there. She's so fit and would show people up who are a quarter of her age." Well, we've already seen her do that. When we've watched Madonna perform the Reinvention Tour, the Drown World Tour, the MDNA tour, not so much Madam X, but because that tour was a mess. But all the previous tours, the most physical I think would be in my opinion, the MDNA was very um physically demanding. The way they were dragging her, throwing her around that damn stage, I'm like, girl, how do you do that every night? Also Confessions tour, that was like the highlight. That was the peak. That was the very first tour I ever went to. So of Madonna. The last one I went to, I did the do celebration tour. She was going through her stuff, but she pulled through like a trooper. But I just don't want her to have to feel like I gotta prove to y'all that I have the stamina of people that are a quarter of my age, like people who are like in their 20s. I can still show them up. We know that you have the ability to get up there and work your ass off and perform, but we don't want you to go back to hurting and injuring and overextending yourself to the point that crazy stuff happens. We don't want you to go back. You don't need to prove to the fans this stuff anymore. I understand that you feel like you need to because people continue with the old Donna or negative ageist comments. Fuck them. We don't care what they have to say. You just go up there and you show that at least the difference between her and y'all faves who are in their 20s and 30s or whatever, at least she's getting up there giving y'all a show. There'd be some people who literally be in their 20s and 30s and be half-assing it on stage. And y'all be just with the hopes, spending the whole show with the hopes that you're gonna give us a little, like maybe 55%, but you're giving us 32%. And y'all be applauding like it was the best show y'all seen. I'm like, y'all really don't know work ethic if you applauding somebody who's giving you 30% and thinking they're eating. Yeah, they eating backstage. They ain't eating on that. They're not eating on the stage. They're eating whatever fast food and shit they put in they body backstage. They need to put that much energy as you do on the backstage stuff than you do on the stage. So that way you at least give a fuck that your fans are spending the amount of money that they're spending to come see your ass on the stage, rain or shine, or whether you're sick or whatever it is that you're going through. At least show some kind of professionalism. And we already know she's a perfectionist. So now, as you know, her last tour was, speaking of which, the Celebration Tour to honor her 40 years in music, which began in October 2023 and featured 80 arena and stadium shows globally. And that's why I'm hoping, like, yeah, do the stadiums overseas, do the stadiums in the UK and beyond. But when you come to America, can you please do like Madison Square Garden? We know that is your favorite spot to perform at. Don't sit and neglect MSG because we love when you come. And I want to be able to work as many Madonna shows as humanly possible. Now, as y'all already we're trying to see where because they're now the article is mentioning the short film with Sabrina Carpenter, Kate Moss, Richard E. Grant, Benedict Cumberbatch. It premiered at the Tribeca Film Festival. Her daughter Lourdes was in it. Then you had Chelsea players Cole Palmer and Joao Pedro in it, along with Julia Garner, Gwendolyn Christie. And she did say that Madonna decided she wanted Palmer and Pedro to take part after falling in love with the West London Football Club, in particular the women's team. She often goes to watch them alongside her boyfriend, Akeem Morris, who is 30. Okay, we ever need to go in how old he is. And her longtime PR rep, Barbara Sharon, who is on the board at Chelsea. So, of course, it's all connected, right? The star's new short film is set to feature, well, 6 songs from the album. Um, I'm sorry, but I have to tell y'all, Good for the Soul, that little snippet, that song has been in my goddamn head. What you should have called it was Food for the Soul, because I feel like that's what music, particularly dance music, is for me, food for the soul. But so yeah, Good for the Soul has been in my head. That chorus, I need the full song. Um, but yeah, Danceteria, we need a full video. Read My Lips is another song she does with Fade. I'm sorry, I'm sick of people calling me Feed. It's Fade. Um, with Fade, I love it. First of all, he dropped a new EP over the weekend. If y'all want to hear that, there is some house music elements in that record as well. It's an EP, it's like 6 tracks, and also my Mexican homosexual husband La Cruz dropped a new album called El Nene Part Two. If y'all haven't heard that, definitely listen to that record. That record is everything, and you know I love me some La Cruz, and I heard he likes some older, so I'm like, oh, I got a chance to get up in that sexy man who currently lives in Spain. So when I go visit my friends Joe Vaughn and them in Spain, I'm like, look, if y'all know him, I need you to introduce me so we can go backstage and slurp on some things. But anyway, let me stop being a hoe. Anyway, so yeah, shout out to Madonna. I hope that all of this works out. I'm looking forward to a tour. We all kind of knew that a tour was coming. So I don't know why everybody trying to act brand new. Like we ain't know what tour we would be getting a tour of some sort. Like we all knew it was gonna happen. She's trying to tease like, oh, do you want the tour? Do you want the series on Netflix? Sis, you could do both, but we want the tour. The series I guess come out 2027, 28, or whenever once you're done with the tour. I honestly would like a thing like we said with Kylie Minogue. I know there was some people that came in my comments about, but she's kind of done stuff like that. I'm like, no, she's never done something in the same magnitude like Kylie, where people sat her down and did a full retrospective and we dug into her thing. There have been many interviews that she's done with MTV and so on and so forth that you could pull from. And I'm actually looking forward to the interview that she just did with Graham Norton. They filmed it. It's supposed to be coming out later on this month. Looking forward to watching that whenever they release it. And so um yeah, I think that's all I got to say on that. So yeah, I definitely want to hear from y'all. What do you guys think of this story? Have you, well, besides the clip I just showed you, have you heard the Martin Garrix track that she worked on with him that he teased over the weekend? And now they're talking about because of the reception, I guess. And look, that has always been the way with old school way of promoting music. You tease it at the clubs, you see how the fandom reacts, and if the momentum is there, you strike while the iron is hot. People go and the song ends up out there for us to listen to. And so far, Mother is feeding the children and popping the corn and feeding the children, in the words of Tammy Brown. So I'm looking forward to this album. I just hope like don't release too much because I definitely want to be able to go on this journey and experience this album from beginning to end. I don't want y'all to just keep throwing so many songs out there, and then by the time the album comes out, there's no element of surprise. So I definitely want to hear from you guys in regards to the Martin Garrix remix, and what do you think about the upcoming tour? What would you like to see happen with the tour? Because I definitely feel like with the tour, we're gonna get Confessions and Confessions too, and we'll probably get some mixes of songs that she's done from previous albums that'll have like a dance version, she'll remix those tracks and it'll be just like a non-stop party that will be having like a whole club experience from beginning, middle, and end. So whatever your thoughts are on this matter, let me know in the comments. down below.